The deep breaths are really effective.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess asked me to stay.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister. And my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Bitterness consumes Syanna. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons.
Geralt pacing around behind is great.
But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Syanna?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder.
The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child, thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke.
I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... Your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
How? What?
Claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Henrietta understood me. Once.
She was all I could cling to. Her betrayal hurt the most.
What?
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
Could have invited me back.
She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace?
Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark.
And which you set afire at the last, to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
She was a scared...
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid. The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace, supposed acts of cruelty, inappropriate friendships. They cast me out, but you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me. That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found. Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
Ooh. Oh, please. Oh, I think we got there.
best part of the whole ceremony? It was short.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, I have my gear back
this
on.
place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips.
Or you get drunk forever.
How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong.
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diavolis variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
Right now in the dark?
You decide to go root picking now? It's dark out.
Geralt, even were I generously to assume it had simply slipped your mind that I am a vampire and thus need no light to see,
You're
I'd
also...
never believe you had also forgotten that you likewise have absolutely no trouble seeing in the dark. So, shall we?
Fine,
If you
let's
think
go.
It's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
Not optional. Not optional. Not optional. Put on the hand. Put on the gloves. Oh, it's probably quest items. God, this menu. Oh, the Beauclair stuff is actually quest stuff. Interesting. Okay, can we... There's too many quest items. Oh.
This
Yeah, that's not
blue
optional.
light makes me oh so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
Don't you know this by now, bud? Oh, are you just gonna keep working while I go collect some?
Now,
What?
where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all. Regis!
Regis?
Damn it, where'd you go?
What the hell? What the hell?
Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or
Oh shit.
Won't let it go, will they?
they will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
That's okay, I'm heading out too.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
After slaughtering those Bruxa like it was nothing.
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home, on the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
Surprise.
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Gotta go find Yen. Gotta go get her.
Know what? Think I just might. Come on now, don't laugh. Maybe not today or tomorrow,
Gotta go find Yen.
but one day I'll want to see what it's like to just wake up every day in my own bed.
Oh,
stop,
Geralt.
please. Sounds so sentimental, my fangs have begun to hurt. Then what? Will you begin writing your memoirs like Dandelion?
Ooh, I don't want to think about a short story involving Dandelion's memoirs.
I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Very dead.
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though.
Where you go?
What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
You're not wrong, my friend.
Interesting point of view.
Let's just relax.
I so don't feel like going anywhere.
Oh,
Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
oh. Well, that's it, everybody. We actually did it. I can't believe it's over. Final count of, I believe, about 81 episodes. I actually am in shock. I've been playing this game for so many months. Well, not so many, but... I'm honestly just at a loss for words. It's such a weird feeling. This doesn't usually happen to me, but... just such a good game. Such an amazing time. You know, it's one thing to say, oh, like, it's so easy to be like, oh, this game's good, this game's bad, and, you know, things like that, but this game is just such a journey, you know what I mean? It's one of those rare experiences where it's so much about the journey you took to get to where you are, more than just the act of having finished it. It's just so awesome to have this sense of this massive thing that I did. You know, it's so rare that a game starts out with a small quest that this quest never changes. We were chasing Ciri the entire game, and it was only at the end, and then Hearts of Stone was so cool and so different, and then Blood and Wine. It's so much of a... It's so amazing how this game manages to operate in so many gray areas. Like, it's so easy as you become older to become jaded, and I've become jaded in so many ways. It's so easy to become jaded and just go, oh, this story is so simple, it just breaks down to these beats, and it's so easy to distill things into this core essence that feels so much the same, but this is one of those rare experiences where I got to take a step back and just... not even take a step back, take a step out of that and just sink in and just feel the story flow and go around you. And it's just awesome. I'm like... You know, I recently, on the TNT podcast, as of this recording, we finished our top 10 games series. And this game was my number 4 favorite game of all time. And I think if you count in terms of single-player experiences, it's in the top 3. It was, I mean, it's so hard to pick between this, I'll spoil it for you. In the top 4 were this, Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4, KOTOR 1 and 2, kind of, but mostly KOTOR 2, and, Empire Earth, which is a nostalgia strategy kick that's not based on the single player, but those 3 top games are all games that made me regret the end of the ride. And I truly regret that Witcher is over. You know, even as the combat maybe gets a little stale, there's mods out there to change the combat and the UI and things like that. I'm so not tired of the path. And that's such a rare thing in games these days. Usually by the end, you're like, okay, I'm ready for this to be over. And with this, I'm still not ready. And I guess that's one of the strongest compliments I can give to a game, you know? I'm not ready for this journey to be over, but it is. So, I'm gonna let the credits roll, and we'll see if there's any post-credit stuff. But, we'll wait till then. So, enjoy the credits and the music. I'm going to just sit here and enjoy it till the end. Phew, that's a lot of people, right? Now that we've been properly introduced, we'd like to thank you one last time. Blood and Wine is the end of the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. We wanted to call it Sweat and Tears or Damn We'll Miss This, but we couldn't. However, as a studio, we've already embarked on our other adventures. We promise you'll hear about them soon. And Garrett will always have a special place in our hearts. And we hope we'll have a special place in yours. Thank you for playing. Thank you for supporting us.
Actually, I'd love to go home.
Let's go home, Geralt. Oh. Let's go hang it up. Man, if he ends there, oh, that'd be a spicy ending. We're not in a rush. Not at all.
Now that's lovely. Liam and Matilda. Embracing. What a story!
What a story. Oh?
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
Oh, you didn't call her a her. Oh, yep, Geralt's face.
Unexpected as ever.
Yeah!
And beautiful as ever.
Won't you even ask why I've come? Or how I found you?
Wouldn't get a straight answer anyway.
Quite true.
Used to bother me, all your secrets. Now I know if you have something to tell me, you'll tell me. Don't need to ask.
I missed you, Geralt. Madly. Come outside. We can hold hands and stare at the sky. Like some shitty two-crown romance.
You brought a lot of
Brought
books.
quite a few books. Let me guess. Working on a new spell?
Not at all. These aren't grimoires, just pleasure reading. The Name of the Orchid. A widower for half a year.
Always thought you too busy to make time for something as impractical as pleasure reading.
Because I was. But now I'm not. A few weeks ago,
yeah, and
I
your
awoke to the
thing's kinda-
realization that I know not what to do next. I have no plan. I have no goal. And you know what? I like that. Finally, I can stop thinking about politics and focus on what's important to me.
Aw.
Which is why I came here.
Do you like Toussaint?
Liking Toussaint so far?
Toussaint, so.
The
sure.
landscape's lovely and the towns are charming, no question about that.
But
But the southern sun plays havoc with my wardrobe. To be blunt, wear black down here and you're pretty damn hot.
might need to think about changing your color palette. Off-white and pea green, for instance.
And I'll wear scents distilled from turnips and daisies.
Geralt's like, I like that idea.
I think I shall simply stay in the shade. And you'll bring me cool drinks. At regular intervals.
Bring you whatever you want.
Aw. It feels weird to have a house.
You know, feels kind of strange having a home.
I must say I never pictured you owning real estate.
Was something of an accident, but I'm not about to complain. Yen, Back then, before we fought the hunt, said you wanted to run away with me to the world's end. This vineyard, good enough?
Yes, although there's one thing missing.
Namely?
I shall give you a hint. It's large, white,
Oh
has
no.
4 legs.
No, no, no.
Category taxidermy.
Not the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
unicorn.
The unicorn. Fine. You can bring it down here.
I knew you'd see things my way.
Ever thought this day would come? Me and you, peace and quiet. Bees buzzing, birds chirping.
I almost regret delaying so long before coming to you. I was quite the silly goose.
You have doubts? Though I imagine it might have been hard coming after me. Always were proud as a peacock.
Please, Geralt. I'm not like other sorceresses to feel that following someone means my wings have been clipped.
Ooh, watch what you say about your colleagues. Remember, it's an ill bird that fouls its own nest.
Well said, Witcher. You're not only handsome, but wise, too. I feel a bit like the cat that got the canary.
Yeah, and I'm... Damn it. You win. This time.
Ha!
How'd that start, anyway? Our duels and wordplay.
Forgotten. It was at a vernissage in Banard. You started it to keep from going mad with boredom. I remember finding your sense of humor both groan-worthy and somehow endearing.
Man, this would be so much better if Yen's
Geralt. I beg you.
if Yen's chest wasn't clipping through. All right.
So, talk again later.
Of course. I'm not going anywhere.
That's so cool that she's here.
Can we talk?
Let's just see.
Always. With pleasure.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Oh, I do have another one. It's hidden behind Yen's boxes now. Hey man, you okay?
Sir, we received a shipment of wine. From the Belgard vineyard, I believe, with kind regard.
Oh.
I had the barrels unloaded and stored in the cellar to the right of the entrance.
Thanks. Take a look when
Splendid. I was told to expect a subsequent delivery.
Thanks.
How might I be of service?
Let's go take a look at that wine. We gotta get used to looking at the wine after all. White wolf. Well, as you can see, all we have really is Gwent's stuff and the fucking wolf that I'm not gonna do. Never found the Grandmaster Manticore gear or a lot of these upgrades, but I feel all in all we're pretty done. So, with that... Oh, what is this? Huh. Oh, right. We one last thing we have to do. Dear Geralt, if you're reading these words, it means I'm already far beyond the borders of Tucson. You have found my muted generator. Of course, you may do this instrument if you like, perhaps something more fitting to your taste, better reflecting its function. I have no doubt your knowledge on this impact from is far from thorough than mine. I've been working on this device in my spare time, but now it's finished. I am convinced of its usefulness as convinced of every force and measurement intended. You're surely wondering what this function may serve. As the name indicates, the mutagen generates mutagens. Oh, absorbing electromagnetic waves from bodies. In this case, the bison monster you'll do as you kill. And when it has absorbed enough so to be charged a critical amount, the mutagen generator changes its stored energy to a greater mutagen. Make good use of. I surely understand I am an amateur engineer. As way much feeling like a value for your direct operation. Mutagen emerges. Random. Chance, you have no cause to $10 to take part on large. I trust you found me. PM, I decided to toss your home instead of simply handing it to him personally. You must know I did have modesty, believe it or not. Take your time, make it serve you well. Alright, well. I think it only appropriate that we end this series in the house where all the mementos of my past accomplishments are laid out for you all. Oh, it's the dress. That's so... That's amazing. The dress that we were talking about for Yen. That's so cool. Whoops. Sorry, don't mind me. I didn't mean to fall. Well. Man, so much cool stuff. Anyway, I've been blathering on for a while and I apologize. Thank you all so much for watching. I think the best place to stop is just right here. Just perfect. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm so glad you guys, for the few of you left, thank you for taking this journey with me. It's really been amazing, so. Until next time, thank you all so much. My name is Timpedia and I will catch you guys later.